Okay, so I want to preface this uh, interview coming up by saying that this is my mom, and some people have a harder time disassociating facts and their emotional connections to events that happen to them. So I just want to let that be known before you start listening to this. It's not that she doesn't care, it's just that some people are better at giving the facts of a situation and not getting emotionally involved. And some people aren't as articulate as other people. So this is just me and my mom just horsing around. I'm just asking her questions about, her feelings about what happened to me when I got diagnosed with HLH and how she felt about it. So here we go. Okay, so I'm asking my mom here of her impressions of what HLH is and how she felt about me having it. So, question one: what was your impressions after learning what HLH is?
Confused. Dumbfounded.
Dumbfounded?
hmm
Why were you dumbfounded?
Because I've never heard of it, and I had to go and Google it.
Google. Okay. What did you know, or what did you do when you found out I was in the hospital?
I
Now,
came, I came over there after you called me.
okay, because I don't remember that.
After you answered the phone, you finally answered the phone. I couldn't find out where you were. I kept calling your phone, and you weren't answering.
How long? How long did you call me before I answered?
I can't remember.
Like how many hours you
I
think?
can't remember. So much happened emotionally. I was just glad to locate you. I don't know.
Like when did you start calling me?
I can't. I can't remember. When do I call you and you don't answer the phone? I call now and you don't answer the phone.
That's not true. I do answer the
No,
phone.
you answer the phone when you feel like answering the
No,
phone.
that's not true. Because I don't remember calling you. I thought the hospital called you.
How would the hospital know who I was?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember
I
anything that
kept
happened.
calling you and I think you answered me.
How did I sound?
I don't know. I can't remember. I was very emotional because I couldn't catch up with you. Interview ended.
You can't end the interview. You can't.
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't. You can't dictate when the interview is over, Ma.
Uh-huh.
No, you can't. I still have questions to ask you.
I don't want to answer no more questions.
Ma, answer the questions. You still have stuff to answer.
You better make this quick. I'm getting sleepy.
How did you feel when you saw me for the first time?
Glad. Because I located you.
No, when you saw me, not when I answered the phone.
Yeah, glad. Because I located you.
This is a terrible interview.
But it's true.
What did the hospital tell you about what was my condition?
I can't remember all that, Goo. I can't remember all that. I was just in a state of just fog. The interview is done. Turn that off. I'm done.
No, the interview is not.
Yes, it is done.
Yet.
Because you're asking me questions that I can't remember.
Ma, I don't know that you can't remember this stuff.
Goo, we were in an emergency situation. I can't remember a lot of that stuff.
Okay, here's one. What did they ask you about what was happening to me? They asked you a series of questions. What were they?
They did?
Yes, Ma, they asked you all sorts of stuff. What did they ask you? They had to ask you something. They couldn't ask me. I was incapacitated.
Okay, I couldn't give them any answers. I just let them know that you had diabetes and you were taking insulin. That's the things that they usually ask you. What does he do? Drugs? Has he been sexually active? They were just trying to find answers to find out what was wrong with you.
Didn't they ask you if I was gay?
Yes.
Did they ask you more than once if I was gay?
No.
Yeah, they did. So, okay.
I'm done.
Last question. How did you feel after you went home?
Sad.
I knew you was gonna say. I knew you were gonna say. Oh, it's sad. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you.
Then why'd you ask me?
Because I was hoping that you'd give me more than just.
Well,
I was sad.
I can't. I can't give you any more than that. I was just a hot mess, as you were. We didn't know what was going on. So people were scrambling around trying to find answers. You see how long it took them? It took them a whole month to pinpoint something.
Not because that's not how Dr. Powers remembered it.
It took a whole month.
No, it took them a whole month to stabilize me.
No, they called Dr. Powers in when they couldn't find nothing.
But I wasn't there for a whole month before that.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. You was there about 3 weeks, and I kept. I told them with no unconditional condition that if they didn't find out what you had, then they better send you to a university because they had brought up the university first. You kept going down and going down and going down, and I'm like, they called Dr. Powers in at the last minute. They kept, well, we still running tests. I'm like, this makes no sense. You still running tests, and he's still not eating. He's losing weight. He can't stay awake. They called Dr. Powers in at the last minute.
So when you met Dr. Powers, what did she say to you?
Me and you met her at the same time.
I don't remember that. I don't remember any of that.
She was saying the same thing. They were running tests to try to find out, and she's still trying to find out what was wrong with you.
She didn't say anything specific?
I can't remember all that stuff. I was emotional, I was tired, and I just wanted you to wake up. Okay? That's the only thing I can remember.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's the end of the interview. This is my mom's her expert observation on the situation. Thanks, Ma. I appreciate you doing this interview.
I'm sure if they went through the same thing, they would be the same way. It's a whole lot of things that you can't remember because you stand prayed up, you crying.
Prayed up?
Yes, prayed up, crying, and you're emotional. Only thing you will know is that you don't want to leave the person that you love, leave their side. You want them home, you want them well. You stay prayed up, and you're just emotional. You're falling apart, you're a wreck, you're not getting any rest. I was barely sleeping, I was barely eating, and I was eating on the go. So no, it's a whole lot of stuff I can't remember. Because as they were taking care of you, so was I. I didn't want them giving you too much medication. I didn't want them to keep on I would stay there so they wouldn't overdose you or anything like that. Everything they did, I tried to be there in between working to watch to see what they were doing.
So there you have it, folks. All right, good night. Okay, so that's it. That's the interview. Now, you got to understand that my mom comes from a different time where you don't necessarily reflect on things or feel emotions. You just get hurt or you just take the shot and you just get up and brush it off and pretend like it never happened. That's the era that she's from. So she views things accordingly. She's not a very emotional person. So that's the best I can do. I don't know if I can get another interview out of her. It'll probably be much of the same if I do. So there you go. I hope anybody listens to this enjoys it. And thank you very much for listening.